Welcome back to Cox Connections, a program that provides up-to-date information on events that affect you, our customers. I'm Jenny Chung from Public Affairs, serving as guest host for Gary McCullum. Boy Scout Post 140 isn't your typical Boy Scout troop where members earn merit badges by mastering various skills such as camping, engineering, or astronomy. Rather, members of this troop participate in recreational activities intended to develop their social skills so they can lead more productive and fulfilled lives. Bill Steinbaugh, Scoutmaster and advisor of Scout Post 140, joins me today to tell us more about this unconventional but significant Boy Scout troop and how it's making a huge impact on its members. Bill, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Jenny. Thanks for having me.
So what is it about this Boy Scouts troop that is different and unlike any other Boy Scout troop that we've ever seen before?
The main thing that's different is it's a Boy Scout troop for mentally handicapped adults, both men and women.
Okay, and so you basically serve, the members are, mentally handicapped or physically handicapped or both. So give us some background on this troop and how it got started.
In 1967, there's a young man named Danny Pritchard who was looking for an Eagle project, and his assistant scoutmaster father and he looked around to see what they could find, and someone suggested starting a scout troop for the mentally handicapped folks over at the Sarah Bonwell Hudgens Center.
Okay, great. And so it started out as a Boy Scout troop activity or to earn a badge, and it's developed. How long has it been around? It's been around for quite some time.
Well, when they first started, they had 12 scouts.
Wow.
And they did work on merit badges. They bought uniforms for them. They traveled around. They went to summer camps. Over the years, the unit grew and grew and grew as more people found out about it. And so they had to change a little bit from working on merit badges and stuff to figure out what could we do to help as many folks as we have in the unit. At the present time, there are over 200 members in our scout unit, which is way large.
So it's really blossomed after all these years. What started out as something as very small has grown into actually a huge community significant organization here. Now, how did you get involved? You are the Scout Master or Advisor now, correct?
I am. I'd like to say right off the bat, it's not just me.
Okay.
But there are 20 other volunteers that donate their time like I do to help put all the events together and to make them come off. So we all work real hard to make it all happen. In 2000, my son David, who has cerebral palsy and he's mentally handicapped, moved up to this area, and he was telling me about all these fun things he was doing. So I went to find out what was going on, and I wound up a volunteer parent, and I met this fella named Ted Pritchard, who had been running the unit then for about 37 years, 38 years. And so I started helping him as they would do the Monday night sock hops and the other events.
And we'll get into that, yeah. So what was your impression like, as a parent of a son who is dealing with mental disabilities or handicaps? What was your reaction when you saw that there was something out there for your son and so many other people in our community?
Well, it was great. You don't want your child to just sit home with nothing to do. And David had been involved in some bowling before and a few other things, but the thing that was so amazing about what I found when I went to the events was how many folks are involved. It really involved an awful lot of people. And so when you walk in there and see a room full of these folks having a good time, you just get the biggest smile on your face you can imagine.
It really does truly warm the heart. Now, let's talk about the mission. We touched upon it a little bit, but we wanted to, we want to talk about the importance of recreational activities for anybody, social activities for you and I, and that's important for everybody, but that's what you all are providing. Can you expand upon that?
The mission changed from working on merit badges and going to scout camps and such to what is it that we can do for these people that will help them? And there is no state money to help provide recreational activities for these people. And so Ted and the volunteers that were working with him decided they would put together social activities that would give them a chance to be social. We all need the social side.
And let's talk about some of them. We have, Monday nights you have these sock hops that there are tons of people there, and there's music, there's a DJ. Explain a little bit about the atmosphere.
Well, every Monday night, just about every Monday night of the year, out at the gym at the Sarah Hudgens Center in Hampton, we have a couple of DJs in, and we have a dance from 7 to about 8:30. And we'll have between 150 and 200 of our special scouts
and they are having
there.
fun. I mean, they truly are.
Oh,
They enjoy it so
yeah.
much. You can just see when they're out there dancing. Wednesday night swimming at the Hampton YMCA, that's really critical, just for your physical activity. And swimming is fun.
It is fun, and we have folks there that genuinely work on the strokes, and they go to Special Olympics and do those things. We have folks that just like to splash around and hit a beach ball and just play around.
However you want to use that time.
Exactly.
You have bowling at Century Lane, so that's another fun, different activity that's very critical. You throw holiday parties. I want to get to the beauty contest. You have a Queen Sarah pageant and ball.
We do.
Talk about that. What is that?
We elect a queen every year. It's amazing what these people put together. I just came into it and started helping. But this year in May, we elected our 38th Queen Sarah. About 38 years ago, some folks were sitting around and saying, what could we do? What's a new event that we could have? And someone said, why not have a beauty contest? And so our scouts nominate them. They elect them. We adults just stay in the background and run it, but they elect them, and then they all get all dressed up for the Queen Sarah Ball. We have a dance band in, and we do it up as close to what you see on TV as we can.
That's fantastic. I want to mention a couple other things. You do an annual trip to a Moose Lodge in Franconia and Alexandria, and a week-long, day-long, summer-long camp that you have.
Summer camp.
But just to punctuate, we just have a little bit of time left. Can you talk about how important these activities are and what the difference it makes in the lives of these people?
Well, for all of us, we have different parts of our lives that make us who we are. And if you have a family life, you have a home life, you have your work life, and then you have your social life, that's what makes all of us regular people who aren't mentally handicapped. That makes us whole. And for these guys, the state doesn't provide anything for the social part.
And it's no different for them.
It's no different. You'll see people that are not very social, they don't talk very much, they don't interact very much, and after they come to our events for a while, the next thing you know, they've got 2 or 3 pals, they're talking, they're joking, they're having a good time.
It's unbelievably, it makes such a difference in their lives, and it's really, truly a very important thing that you're doing. So thank you so much for being on our show. We really appreciate it, Bill.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me on this episode of Cox Connections. Before you go, we want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we pledge to be a friend you can trust. We promise to provide you with quality products backed up by a talented local team of professionals that will help you stretch your dollar. And from all your friends and neighbors here at Cox, we thank you for joining us on this edition of Cox Connections.